Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs. Happy December 1st. I'm here with another Slow Stitch with K3N. It's week 48 and it's called Cloth Gathering. That's what K3N called it. In my head it's called Smocking, but they're both the same. So we're just going to call it Cloth Gathering Smocking. And I hope it's going to end up nice. I'm envisioning what it's going to look like in my mind, and I hope it's going to play out that way as I stitch it. I have a piece of cloth here about 5 inches by 5 inches that should fit in my journal well. It's probably going to end up half that size, but we'll see as we go along. Basically what you do is you take thread that you're going to use to gather in a running stitch, and you measure it 2 times the size of your fabric. Excuse me. And then you thread your needle and you do a running stitch all the way across and keep going horizontally all the way across your fabric as far as you want to go. And then you go back and pull those threads like pleats or like gathers. And then once you get it gathered how you want it, you can go back in and do some stitching on it. So I have a needle threaded here with this thread that I did 2 times the length, and I'm going to go in on this end about a 1/2 inch from the top and about a 1/4 inch from the side. I did put a knot in my thread. I'm going to do a back stitch, just a small back stitch, just to secure it. And then I'm just going to start doing a running stitch all the way across to the other side. Probably pretty good sized stitches. And I'm going to continue doing that for the length of this fabric. It's just like, gathering cloth on a sewing machine. So there's one row. And I can already see I have too much thread. But I'll leave a good amount of thread. So this is what it's going to look like once you get across before you pull it. So I'm just going to cut the thread about right here. And then we'll start another row. And we'll thread our needle and keep going. So I hope everyone's having a good day. It's a cold Sunday here in the Pacific Northwest, USA. We don't have any snow, thankfully. But it is cold and no rain. Whenever it doesn't rain here, it's cold. Whoops. Pulled my thread right through. So we have cold, and it is sunny though. which makes it look nice at least. Oh. This thread is not wanting to cooperate. Seems to always do that when I'm on camera. So I will tie a knot. And we will continue with our second row. I think I'm going to space the rows about half an inch apart. And a quarter of an inch from the edge. And do a back stitch. Just to secure it. And then we'll continue on. I'm going to pull this through, so, oh, well, so much for that. Now I lost my thread again. I guess this is a video of showing you how I thread my needle. Use the needle threader for this thread because it's this cotton crochet thread, which is thicker than regular embroidery floss, and it's a little harder for me to thread without the threader. Okay. No knots. Okay, so we have another row done. I'm going to cut this. And I'm just going to continue doing this. Probably down to about a half an inch from the bottom. And I'll be back. Okay, I've got all my rows stitched. I believe there's 11 rows. If I do this again, which I probably will, I would make lines, stitching lines, so that they were more even, because I see that I have a tendency to go uphill. So that's what I would do next time. But right now I'm just going to start gathering these rows. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do it one at a time or if you're supposed to do them all together, but we'll see. Just going to start gathering each one and trying to figure out how I want to keep my gathers. If I want to keep them separated with space in between, or if I want to keep them all together. I saw some of the pictures on the Facebook group, and some of them were really neat. Some of them had buttons in between the gathers, and some had beads. Some had different stitches. And as I was stitching, I was thinking, what would you use this for? Because I know a lot of people, myself included, always want to have a purpose for everything. So I was thinking, of course, it would be smocking on clothing. but I'm not sure what else I could use it for, so I'm going to look it up and see what else you could use smocking for. I think there's some kind of Christmas ornaments that are made with smocking. But I was thinking I could make my little great-granddaughter a dress and smock the bodice. That would be pretty. So now I've got it all gathered together. I'm just pulling it apart in some places. I do want to add some beads and some buttons. Just not sure what kind of pattern I want here. I think I'm going to try to keep a space down the middle, and then more gathers on the side. Kind of like that. Now I think I'm going to use this pink thread to do some stitching. I can find the end of it here. There it is. I'm going to thread my needle with this and start stitching across. So we're getting close to the end of this challenge. Just a few more weeks left, and then it'll be the new year. And of course, this is the busy Christmas season for a lot of us in the US. So I've got a few Christmas ideas I want to stitch. Be hoping to make a few Christmas videos. Okay, right now I'm going to do a stitch over these two gathers. And then one stitch over this one. And then one stitch over these two. And one stitch there. I'm just going like 2, 1, 2, 1. So then I'm going to do these two. Find a space. There we go. to the end. So I basically just stitched on that top, and I'll just keep going down now, doing different stitches. I think I might want to put a button right in here, in this little space. So I'm going to go see what kind of buttons and beads I have, and I'll be right back. Well, I did find some pearls and some of these little cute buttons. So I did try putting a pearl in here, and I did just some straight stitches across here. I think farther down here I'm going to put this button in and try some different stitches maybe down the side. So this is really pretty simple. It's just doing basically straight stitches or stitching on beads or buttons, just trying out different stitches you might want to use, just gathering the cloth together and then pulling it apart to leave open spaces. So I'm just going to do, I guess I'll do another row right here to end it up over here. So basically what I did was I just stitched over each one of these gathers with a straight stitch. And you don't have to stitch over each one. You could stitch over 2 of them or 3 of them. Like this one. Let's pull these 2 together and stitch over the top of them. And then just leave that open space, go over here and stitch these 2 together. And then just stitch over this one. And there you have an open space where you could sew a button. So let's do that. Take this button right here and we'll put it right there. And stitch it in. And you could continue that way. You could put another bead here, a button here, all the way down. Or you can just leave it like that, or add other things to it, maybe a piece of lace. I might go get a piece of lace and maybe stitch that down here. I'm going to try some what do they call that? Feather stitch down the edge. Could add some French knots. Just, you know, different ideas, just to kind of decorate it up. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back to show you the end result. So I just wanted to catch you up on what I've been doing. This is not the finished product, but it kind of, when I gathered it and started sewing on the beads and the button, it kind of ended up looking like a dress to me. So I'm making it into a dress. I gathered the top. This is the bodice. I sewed a little bit of lace on there, and then I'm taking and threading these pieces that are sticking out here, these threads, and I'm making French knots all the way down. This one I wrapped around and around to make it like a little belt. And then these I'm just going to do French knots. This is kind of a wonky French knot, but that's what I'm planning to do along the edge here. Just instead of leaving them sticking out like this and tying them, I thought I could decorate the dress with French knots on each side. So that's my plan. Just going to do one on each side. And then cut the string at the back. And I'm going to go all the way down. And I don't think I'm going to add any more beads. I'm just going to leave this like a little flared skirt. I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything to the bottom. I might add another piece of this lace. We'll see when I get down there. I just wanted to show you my plan. It kind of changed from when I cut the video off before. So I will come back when it's finished. Okay, I'm back and I'm calling it done. This is my finished project for week 48. It's a little smocked dress, and I didn't plan it this way, but it turned out to look like a dress, so I went with it. Here I used the threads that I cut off here on the side after I finished making French knots with them. I had some threads left, so I just couched them down for a decoration on the bottom. So there's couching, there's French knots, there's beads, there's a button and another bead and some lace. So I think it was a fun project. It was kind of a surprise how it turned out. I did look on YouTube for smocking videos, and I found quite a few for smocking on clothing and Christmas ornaments. There is smocked ball Christmas ornaments. I'm not sure how it's done. I didn't watch them, but if you're interested in making smocked Christmas ornaments, there are videos on YouTube. If I tried it again, I'd probably do something different with it. But in my journal, I'm going to put it in as a dress. And I found this lady in a magazine that I thought I could add to my journal. And she could wear my dress. So I thought that would be a cute addition. Just kind of a fun thing. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you were inspired some way to create this project and see what you come up with. It's kind of fun and it's very easy. So have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video.